Well, hello Abhideep. What a pleasure to welcome you to Alpha Achievers Academy. Thank you so much for joining this group.
Thank you so much.
Really humbled, and I think we are connecting back after a decade, probably almost
Yes,
a decade. Uh,
yes,
we we had first met in Calcutta, TCS, our previous
yes.
organizations.
I believe it was in the year of 2011.
2011, right? Happy to know that you have written a book by now.
Thank you so much.
That
Thank
is
you.
that is amazing. The name of the book is AI, Artificial Intelligence. Are we the last generation?
Yes, that is right. That is right.
Super, and it is live. It has gone live in Amazon Kindle, right, or something like that.
Yes, it's in Amazon Kindle, so it's in the US market as well as the Indian and UK markets.
Wow, Abhidip, you have gone you walked a long way. So why don't you talk about yourself? Go ahead and let us know who is Abhidip Bhattacharya.
Absolutely. Why not? Well, when you talk about a person, like if you have watched the movie called The Fight Club, there's this famous dialogue which says that you are your job. So, if I can start with what my job is, so presently I am working with a company called Indusnet Technologies. It is one of the biggest companies, SME IT companies in Kolkata, and I am working for the company. My primary job role is to gain international business for the company, as well as to look into and manage some of the key accounts of the company, global accounts per se. So,
Mm.
it's been about 10 years that I'm working in the IT industry. I thoroughly enjoy it. And I have started work with, tech giant like TCS. And have also had rolled up my sleeves and worked with IT startups. So I have been fortunate enough to work with corporates, that type of, structure in corporates, as well as have worked and seen how work is done in startups. And outside of my profession as an in the IT domain, what I usually enjoy doing is read a lot and write a bit. So, like you mentioned about my book, that's one of the books. I try to maintain a blog, try to write small stories, and I am in the process of writing another book, which, if I don't procrastinate a lot, should be up in the next quarter or so. Thank
So Abhidip, thank you so much for introducing yourself, and really glad that you're here.
thank
Um,
you.
Now I'll come straight to the point, and I'll tell you that now these are difficult days, right? So the job market has crashed down quite a lot, and there has been many bad news. The people have lost their jobs. 2 crore salaried employees have lost their jobs.
Yes.
So what are your suggests out of your real life struggles? One thing which I noticed very interesting about you is that uh, after working with tech giants, you chose to work with startups, and this is one mindset which is there in concentrated in the Western world, and
I would
therefore they're
agree.
progressing. If I may say so, I strongly believe that it is absolutely important to work with startups because that's where the real game is.
I just, when talking about something that helps the millennials who are, I would not say struggle. I'm striving to get their feet into the job market presently, and I'll just share a couple of things which I think are, are as per my ideas top of the list in terms of my advices. So the first one would be, and this is something that I researched during writing my book on AI or artificial intelligence. So you may know that there's a lot of people who are skeptical about the progress of AI, and the primary reason that they're skeptical about the progress of AI is that they feel that the impact of AI on the job market will be 10, 20, or 50 times more than the impact of the industrial revolution on the worker of the society. Now, whether there's this debate ongoing that whether that fear is founded on logic, or is that's just plain skepticism. Now, that is, scholars all around the globe are debating and arguing on that. But the point is that the one thing that is not arguable, the one thing which stands a point, is that there will always be room at the top. Now, what this means is that if we go by the 80-20% rule, So there will always be the upper 20% of society where there will always be room for people. So there will be room for business, there will be job for people. Now, the amount of effort that you would have, or somebody would have given 10 years or two decades back to get to that 20% may become difficult as we go forward, but the room will always be there. The reason is that there will be people who will be writing and managing these AI. So the first, advice that I would like to give to job seekers would be to upskill. So I would say 2, 3, or 4 decades, or maybe half a century back, a graduation was qualification enough to get a job. If you are a BTech or a BE, that's more than enough reason for a company to hire you. Now, when everybody has a graduation and at least 4 or 5 certifications under their belt, how do a person sitting on the other side of the table decide in, let's say, 15, 20, 30 minutes of time if the person is worth the company's investments in terms of salary and time? So the only reason or the only way that somebody can cross that threshold is by upskilling themselves. Uh, Doing good is no longer good enough. You have to be better. So when whichever industry, whichever vertical somebody is trying to penetrate in terms of getting a job, they need to do more research. Now, researching on the job is also a job in itself. I have found from my experience that many people do not like to put in the effort and the time to research of a particular job that they are going to apply for. So researching that job, going through the job description. So a job description may have 17 lines, and if we are strategic enough, if we read through it, we will see that we ourselves will cross ourselves off many of those points because we don't have those qualifications. Taking the time out to go through it, to read books, and to take certifications or courses to skill oneself to go to the upper 20% will be one of the primary things that somebody can do to make sure they are going there. The second thing that I would say is that getting a job is almost like selling a product or a service. So confidence, improving or working on your confidence should be, I would say, newer to So what you have, there's this interesting, principle that I came across. Possibly it was mentioned by the motivational speaker Shiv Khera. I'm not too sure about that, but the principle remains true, and I try to live by it. Is that when you're working for a company, you're basically not salaried or you're not working on a job. You're basically working like a businessman. You're working as a consultant, and what are you selling? Is that you're selling your services. So we all know that the day is not, way beyond when every job will be converted into a contractual job. So as long as you perform, you'll be given a month-on-month salary, and if you perform for 6 months, that's good. If you don't perform on the 7th month, your salary will be 70% or 60% of what you get. So it's not a fixed salary. So that mentality of the mentality of you should think of yourself as an entrepreneur. You should think that if you're whether you are a software developer, a software tester, a graphic designer, a content writer, whatever you are, that's your service. How do you market your service? How do you package your service? That entire thing should go in, and your idea should not be from a point of view of desperation. Your idea should be a point of view of like a businessman or business person who is trying to you know penetrate the market. So when you sit in front of the interview, or even when you're sending that cover letter, or when you're sending that resume, or when you're on the telephonic conversation, that confidence should come up. You shouldn't talk trying desperately to make the other person hire you. No, the confidence should be there that by hiring, of course, the benefit that you are getting is the salary, but the benefit that the other person in the company is getting is that package deal from you, that entire skill set, the entire presentation, the entire confidence. That is the deal that you're offering. So that would be point number two. And I would like to talk about just one last point: is read as much as you can. What has happened now? As you may, this can be a bit of a contradiction. My own book is in Kindle, but what I found that now that you have so many digital magazines, digital book platforms, physical books, newspapers, and you have this motivational, channels in YouTube, and all of them are very good. But the point is, with so much of information overload, what eventually happens is that your consumption of information reduces. what you do is what we call in our industry snack binging. So you take bites and nibbles from different content, but you don't digest or eat the full meal of any book or any content. So that is incorrect. What you need to do is you need to take up a book. You need to pick up a book. One very good book that I would like to suggest to job seekers is the book called "What Color Is Your Umbrella?" What color is your parachute? So that's one very book that important book that you can read. But pick up a book that can be a fiction or non-fiction. Pick up a course, pick up a video, but go through that entire content. Now, let me tell you why that is important. If you are a software tester and if you're reading a book, let's say you're reading the book called *Sapiens*, how is that anthropology and paleontology will be of significance to somebody from a testing domain? The significance is that when you're having an interview with a person, you have 70 to 80% of control on the direction of the flow of conversation. So your conversation maybe, if, and like they say, if you're not controlling the conversation, then the other person is. And if the other person is controlling the conversation, that it may get scared to our position, which may be challenging. Now we all have points and pieces to work on ourselves. It's never 100% complete. So we'd rather be on the side of 70% where we are very good at, rather than getting steered to the 30% where we still need improvement. And reading a lot helps you make a human connect with yourself and the person on the other side of the table. And one last, and this is not an advice, this is more like a bonus snippet. I try to practice this when I go for interviews, is that when we go for interviews, we have this big image of the person who is taking the interview. We think of the other person as somebody in suits and boots and coats, and somebody with degrees, and somebody holding such a high position in the company, and immediately we become scared. We do what we call is we place the other person in pedestal. I, try to tell my friends and people who are going for an interview that before going to the interview, just imagine that the other person as just another person. This morning, he must have gone to the market. He must have readied his kids for the school. After the interview, after today's work, he may be hanging out with his friends at the bar, maybe catching up a movie with his friends. He's just another person, and so are you. There's nothing that is, the other person is on a pedestal. You are offering something that will be of benefit to the company. Have that confidence on yourself, and keep working on yourself. And like the age old adage goes, tough times never last, but tough people do.
Wow, Abhideep, that was really really amazing. Amazing. Just before we leave, I know it has extended the timeline, but just one last thing, which I'm curious to know that do you suggest people to work in startups? And if yes, why?
Absolutely.
If no, why?
Actually, so working in startups is more kind of like investing your money in stocks. So there is always this risk of losing your money, but there's always this opportunity of getting a lot of wealth. And now any people, now this is a standard protocol that you know most of us are stuck in the middle class zone, economically speaking, and we are safe with keeping our funds in piggy banks rather than investing in stocks. And there's nothing wrong with that. The point is, if your ambition is to be wealthy, at least moderately so, but you are not very keen or very comfortable taking at least a moderate amount of risk, then that's not a very sustainable plan. Similarly, in the job market, if you have ambition and goal to for a accelerated career growth, then you have to work on startups. I wouldn't suggest that work on a startup without doing your homework, without doing your research. You may or may not work on a startup which is founded in a garage, but again, that is perspective wise driven. But please do your homework before working on a startup. But if you do get an opportunity and your homework shows that the people do have a vision, the people have the ability to carry that company forward, then yes, that is a one place where you will learn aggressively. Aggressive learning will only happen in a startup as compared to a corporate company. I believe that while taking job decisions, people have two mindsets. One is there's a group of people who look at the immediate gain, and the other people look at the future, which is called delayed gratification. So it
Absolutely.
simply boils down to the question at the individual level: uh, whether you will enjoy your life right now and let your future be at the peril of chances, or you will rather take the risk now and secure a better future.
Fantastic, Abhidip. It was a really mind blowing session. And since we are running out of time, I would love to have you in my group and contribute. Please make sure that you send your video messages. I know I can trust because I know my alpha achievers, ex alphas like you know, whom I bring on to the table, my ex achievers. So when I bring them, I don't bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry. So I bring people whom I have trust that they have that mindset, that research mindset. Okay, so
Absolutely.
please feel free because I trust your content. So go ahead and keep posting your videos whenever you have a video message, whenever you have a podcast, whenever you have an article. Now you have the responsibility of posting it in Alpha Achievers Academy as well.
I'll certainly do so. It will be a pleasure. Yeah.
Similarly, I want to tell you all people who are watching this video, remember there has to be a magnetic field around you so that people connect with you, your network increases, and your network is directly proportional to your net worth. Remember that. Now, in order to do that, you have to have that current in you because a wire is just a wire, not a magnet without a current. So, where is that current? That current you will get when you watch videos like this, when you watch Abhidip, people like Abhidip, the ex achievers, and learn from their stories. So, I hope you will live a life with dignity, you will live a life with power, just and will always be expressive about your ideas, just like how Abhidip did. Thank you so much, Abhidip, for your wonderful speech, and thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate this.
Absolutely, Shrima. Thank you so much for having me. It was really an
Thank
honor.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening ahead.
Absolutely. Same to you. Thank you.